What's up, guys? How you guys all doing? So, I'll move this camera a little bit here, move it back a little bit. So, um, I haven't been putting a whole lot of videos out, guys. I'm sorry. I've been so busy. So busy. Oh my goodness, I've been so busy and I'm tired. Uh, we're short staffed at our work, and you know what happens when you're short staffed. It puts the burden on others, and that's kind of where I've been at with it. And I've been waiting for the weather to get nicer. Spring is here, but we keep getting snowstorms, or we keep getting snow. It snows, we'll get a couple of inches, and then it'll melt, and then we'll get cold temperatures again. So I've been just basically waiting for the weather to break, also get warmer outside, so I can get my butt outdoors with some videos. But I wanted to talk a little bit about uh, my love for the Philippines. I did a video on that a while back, and I got a lot of good hits, a lot of good comments on it, and I thank each and every one of you. Listen, I am who I am, okay? And my most popular video is Philippine culture changed me, and that's exactly what it did. The love that I have for the Philippines is mostly for the people. I love the warm climate, I love the beaches, I love all that, but it's the people that I love the most. And I could not have asked for a better family to marry into. I have such a wonderful family in the Philippines. And, you know, I have so much respect for my wife's mother and father in the Philippines, because they have, let's see, one, two, I hope I get this right, one, two, three, they have 5 children. And when I found out, when I was first learning things about the Philippines, on how you work a lot of hours with very little pay, and then I find out that her mom and dad put my wife through college, I was blown away by that. The hard work, the dedication that you have towards your child, to see to it that they had an education. It just really, really touched my heart. Here in America, yeah, you can go to college if you can either get financed for it or you have the money to do it. Now, if you are born into wealth, and chances are mommy or daddy's going to pay for your college. But unfortunately for a lot of people here, people that I even still work with that have been out of college for many years now, are still 6-figure deep with what they have to pay back. So if anything, getting an education here in America will put you in debt. You know, I was blown away. Just, I don't know how I want to say this. Well, when I was single, I was looking for my partner in life. Basically, because there's not one of us that should spend life alone. You should not spend your life alone. You should have that special person in your life to spend it with. And When I was online, that's how I met my wife. Now, I had international blocking. I had international contacts blocked so that nobody internationally could get a hold of me. And I was speaking to some local people here, but you just know that, you know, if there's that click is not there, you'd be more like talking friends than anything else. And that's kind of like where it was at. And I remember sitting behind the computer, and just out of nowhere is this pretty little face popped up saying hello. And so I look at it and I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. That's the Philippines. How in the world did this person get through to me? Now, the reason why I had international blocked was because I know of people that have been scammed, you know, and I didn't know enough about it, and I just didn't want to get involved with that sort of thing. So I just didn't pay any attention to the hello. I just moved on. I was like, yeah, I don't think so. Right away, I'm thinking this could be a possible scam. A little while later, again, hello. You know, and I'm thinking, how is this happening? I go back into my settings and I'm looking, and right there, international contacts were blocked. I had it blocked. So how was this happening? Well, before all this, I learned that when we try to do things on our own, a lot of times we're not successful because you're trying too hard. And that's when you end up with possibly the wrong person because out of desperation or what have you. So before I went into doing any of this, I had given it to God, and I said, you know, if it be your will to find me that one person to spend my life with, okay, so I pretty much took it and I placed it in his hands, and I just waited patiently. So it happened a second time. Hello. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. I ignored it again. The next day, I received another hello. And I go into settings and I look and it's blocked. And I'm just sitting there, and I just had this feeling. I just had this overwhelming feeling that I needed to talk to this person. And you know, I am so glad that I did, because that was God saying, hey dummy, this is the one right here. Well, I didn't know anything much about the Philippines. I got to be honest with you, I didn't even think the Philippines even existed, because I never thought about it. So I said hello, and from that very day, every single day for well over a year, we did not miss a day of talking to each other and talking by video, seeing each other. After a little over a year is when I knew there's something here, because you just know in your heart. So I booked a flight to go to the Philippines for the first time, and people said, you're crazy, you're absolutely nuts, what are you thinking? I mean, why would you go into another country like that by yourself? See, I didn't have any fear whatsoever traveling alone, and that was the first time that I ever boarded a plane. I was afraid of heights, and I can specifically remember my whole life saying, I will never, ever, ever, ever will I fly, because I don't trust it and I'm afraid of heights. Here I find myself walking through the international airport to board a plane to take me to the Philippines, and I got to tell you, I'm sitting on the runway and I'm thinking, I'm going to crap my pants, because oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, we're going to crash. We're going to crash. And that's what I was thinking. But I got to tell you, God grabbed a hold of me at that time and he said, you're going to like this. You're going to enjoy this. And man, did I ever. When that plane was throttling up and we're going down the runway, that rush, the power of going down the runway, to feel that power of that jet. And once it lifted off of the runway and we were going up into the air, it was smooth as glass. And I got to honestly tell you, my first time going to the Philippines, from airport to airport, I had 3 different connections. There was not one time I felt nervous, scared, and you're hitting turbulence and the plane is rocking back and forth, and I did not feel any kind of fear whatsoever. And God had, it was like God was my pilot. And from that day, y'all, 5 years now, I'm just the happiest guy on earth with having this beautiful, loving Filipino and her family part of mine. And it's amazing. It's amazing, y'all, what God will do for you. No regrets whatsoever. I never thought I would find myself on the other side of the earth, bringing back a wife. And so it's not just my wife, it's all y'all, it's the people there. It's like God has placed this happiness in your heart, because you're just always smiling and laughing and just, you're so kind. And that's why when we go to the Philippines and we spend the time with the family and friends, it's so very difficult coming back, because I know what we're coming back to. A lot of people say, man, you're really cutting your country, man. This is America, you know, land of the free, land of the brave, land of this, land of that. Yeah, well, let me tell you what, when you've lived here your whole life and you see generation after generation after generation, and you see the changes, and it's not for the better, the changes are for the worse. I'm sorry that I have that attitude about my country. It's just very true. It is, people are on edge all the time here. You know, if you're driving 75, 80 mile an hour on a turnpike, that's not fast enough. Get out of my way. Okay, just get out of my way. That's people's mentality. So my love for the Philippines is 100% pure, and I'm looking forward to coming over in December, spending Christmas with y'all. I'm spending the New Year. I'll be there until after the New Year, and I'm very, very excited about that. And I feel honored. I feel honored to have this Philippine family part of my life, and can't ask for anything better than that. So that's my take on it, y'all. So I hope each and every one of you find that same love connection. But like I said, it has been proven time after time after time that most people, when they try to do things themselves, it usually turns out to not being the best decision making. And that's why at that time in my life, I had given it to God and asked Him to, if it be His will, to provide someone for me, then I'll just wait patiently. And so I did, and I'm the happiest person on the earth right now, with the love of my life. So you all also keep it real, okay? Keep it real and love that one that you're with, okay? Just love them, because listen guys, we only live on this earth a very short time. We have people that are part of our lives that have already passed, that may have passed way too early, before they should have. But I see all things in God's way, that if somebody passes within a certain time frame, that's the time frame God had for your life. That's how I look at it. He needs you to be with Him. And that's why it's also very important to, what are you doing on the earth towards others? Are you doing good things, or are you doing bad things? And, we're to do good. We're to try to do good on this earth. However long I may have on this earth, I don't really know. Only God knows the answer to that. I hope that God gives me many, many, many years that I can continue to go back to the Philippines and share the love that you have for me. So keep it real. Love that one that you're with. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.